Hello everyone, Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Megabloks Dragons Universe set released in 2011 as part of the Rise of the Predators wave, and it's going to be one of the two speeders released. It's going to be Bloodstone Raider, the Predators speeder. So here we go with the box. Of course we have the usual white background with the Predators logo right there, the Dragons Universe logo, some useful information down here, of course a drawing of the Bloodstone Raider, and obviously the egg, or more like a drop pod, which pops out of the packaging. On the side you have a QR code that can be scanned with your smartphone to have some information about the set. On the other side, some close-up shot of the vehicle in a CGI model, if I can say so. And on the back, another CGI model plus the name of the soldier in this set, which is called Private Kalenus. And then you have all the 6 small sets released in this wave. And remember, I have already reviewed the Alliance speeder called Azure Striker. So now let's move on to with the instruction booklet. Excuse me, guys. So pretty straightforward. You build this set in 5 steps. Then you have the parts list on the back, as you can see, how to put your figure together, and also a little alternative model, which is more like a little turret that you can make with some of the parts from the set. Then we have the first part of the set itself, the drop pod. So it's a new mod in comparison to the old drop pods released in 2010 and in the first wave of 2011. So you can see the bottom part is the same as the one used on the Alliance drop pod, so with nice little details, some kind of a little jet reactor right there, which looks quite cool. So nice overall, and then you have the upper part, which is an exclusive mod to this set, as you can see, with the nice gold Predators logo, and some other details that you can't really see well because the color is mostly transparent red, so you can't really see all the details. As you can see, we have 4 studs and a 1 pin hole here, and if we open the drop pod, okay, more like that, we have also 3 studs here, which are quite useful to put the figure in the drop pod, and it's really an improvement in comparison to the older drop pod, which didn't feature this 3 studs, so you had to build yourself a little stand for your figure to stand in the drop pod. And this time, well, it's already here, so a nice idea from the Megabloks designer, and really a cool pod, and really an improvement in comparison of the older pod, because really this one is much more detailed. And now we have the figure. So obviously it's a Predator figure, which is new in this Rise of the Predators wave, because before that the Predators were just dragons, and now there are also humans in this side. So you can see all the parts from these figures are new in comparison to the Alliance soldiers mold, except for the hands, but it's really anecdotic, as you can see. You have really full of little details all over the place. The back is really great. Tons of little seams. It's kind of look like seams, in my opinion, even if of course it's an armor. So really full of details. The color scheme is mostly dark gray and red, as you can see. This one features an exclusive color scheme because it's the only one to have shoulder pads in gray, if I'm correct, and the rest of the hands and of the arms, excuse me, in red. Also notice you have some nice little white paint on the eyes, well, on the side of the eyes, and I think it's pretty original and quite unique. And we have this type of head mold with a little antenna, which means it's quite cool. Notice the print of the wonk right here. Excuse me, guys. I guess it will be a little less blowy right now. Well, I hope. Like that. So really great figures, and in terms of articulation, well, you have a ball joint on the shoulders, which means you can move the arms a little on the side, and of course 360 degrees. Then you have the elbows, which can move less than 90 degrees, as you can see, because of the shape of the armors. The arms are free, excuse me, which they can be turned without any problems. Then you have the legs. You have once again a ball joint right there, which allows you to move the legs like that, or in front or on the side. And once again, you have the knees, which can't really move that much. As you can see, it's really less than 90 degrees. Then you have the pelvis part, which can be turned, so quite useful to make some dynamic poses, as you can see. And then you have the head, which can be moved up and on the sides a little, because the head will block on the sides of the armor. And that said, this figure comes with, and also notice the hole on the back, which is quite useful. So yeah, these figures come with a weapon, which is a new mod from this wave, with a little handle and 2 other parts which can be used as handle, which is a nice idea. And then you also have the shield, and you have to know that this new shield just appears in 3 sets, and this set is the cheapest way to get this new shield, which is really cool, kind of like a dragon's head with a little handle, so really nice. Here we go. And that said, I think we are done with the figure, so excuse me if it took some time, guys. No, I'm just going to put the egg to do that. Yes, I think we are right. The picture seems clear and crisp. So, now let's move on to the speeder. So as you can see, the frame is a S-shaped frame, so this silver part right there, and we're going to use some other parts to, bulk it up, if I can say so. So, well, first we have the 3 silver parts on the back, which are really useful to just put some more, parts on it to make it look less thinner, as you can see. Right there, you also have this part on the bottom, which will be useful to have an overwing effect, thanks to this transparent parts, this clear parts. Then on the front, we have this slope bricks with studs, which will be useful to link the dragon's head, if I can say so. And then you have the handles, which are made with this parts, right there. Now we're going to link this part, so as you can see, an inverted slope. Once again, the clear plastic, the clear part, which will be used for an overwing effect. Notice this part with a clip right there, and this part with some slopes on the side. It will be linked like that, and all these parts will come in handy later on. Now we have the seat part, which is a new mod in my opinion. It will be linked like that. Then notice that we have once again 2 slope bricks with 2 studs on top of it, and well, we're going to link this part, which is a cockpit part, which was released before in transparent colors, but this time it's in solid dark red. Like that. Now we have to link the guns, which are made out of multiple parts. So first, this one with studs here and there. As you can see, on top of the studs, we're going to link transparent red part, which is, I think, the power core, or at least an half of the power core, half part of the power core. Then we have the gun itself with 2 lasers, as you can see, one of the new Predator's lasers, and this little slope bricks right there, which adds some more details. We're going to link this part on the frame. Of course, it's symmetrical, so we have to make these lasers 2 times, like that. Finally, we're going to put these little fins, which were, for example, used on some Megabloks Halo turrets on the sides. And then the final part, which is also a new part, is the speeder's head, if you can say so, which is really, as you can see, flat and really bulky and compact, so it's really a nice design with well-painted black stripes. So really cool and good looking, in my opinion at least. We're going to put this part right there, and we're done, guys. We have finished the speeder. So I'm going to do a turn around. Then a comparison size, because, well, there is no really articulations in this set or gimmicks. As you can see, we can obviously turn this part like that or like that, but that's quite all, in fact. So comparison size, and now it's time to link our figure on the speeder. So first, I'm going to use this clip to attach the weapon, so it's already a nice idea. Then I'm going to use the hole on the back to link the shield, like that. Works really nice. Just move some of the part from the character, then put, well, I'm going to bend his legs. Like that, excuse me guys, and here we go. You have the finished model. So now I'm going to do a little sum up, and then I will build the alternative model, so you will see how it looks like. There we go, with the packaging on the back. So, well, first, the sum up. So, well, we have the figure first, which is really a good figure because the color scheme is quite unique and it looks good. Also, of course, all the molds are pretty new in this web and they all look really great with tons of details, which really looks amazing in my opinion. Really some of the best figure Megabloks has ever done, at least in the Dragon's Universe sim. Then you have the fact that this figure is quite complete because it comes with a weapon and also a shield, which is really quite rare to find because you can just find the shield in 3 sets. So seriously, if you have a chance to get a hold of this set, just buy it for the shield because it really looks good. So shield, weapon, great figures with a lot of details, unique color scheme with, for example, the white paint over the eyes, which looks really great. And in fact, the only problem or only drawback is the articulations because, well, they are a little bad on the knees and on the elbows because they can't really turn at 290 degrees. But apart from these articulations, little problems, and also the head, which can't really be moved on the side, but except for these problems, it's really a great figure, tons of details, and really complete with its weapon and its shield. So really nice little figure. Then we have the speeder itself. So first the color scheme. Well, the color scheme is pretty classic because we have dark gray, silver, red. So obviously it's some already seen. Well, it's not really original. Also, you have to notice. Excuse me, guys. That you have a different shade of red for this part. This part is more like dark red than all the other parts in red in this set, so it's quite weird, but it's really supposed to be like that if I look on the instruction booklet. So, well, quite weird, but it looks like that. And so, yeah, not really original, but at least the color scheme works. So, well, nothing to say about this one. Looks good, but not really, but quite classic. But once again, it looks nice. Then you have the construction or the building. While it's pretty nice, it's not really amazing once again because it's pretty simple. But at least while you put some parts and stuff like that, it's a construction toy obviously. So yeah, works nice for me. Nothing really amazing, no really new or interesting building techniques, but at least it works. Then you have the articulations or gimmicks. Well, apart from the fact that you can swoosh the model around in your room, nothing really to mention here. You can turn this part if you want, and also the fact that you can use this part to hold the gun, which I really found quite useful, personally. And then you have the overall design, and well, the overall design is really cool in my opinion because it's really a little compact speeder for me. You really have, well, it's quite in fact the opposite, excuse me, of the Azure Striker, the Alliance Speeder, because, well, here this time the guns are really mounted on the front of the speeder, so it really looks different, and I really like the overall design of this vehicle. Like I said, it's really compact, it looks a little bulky. I like the fact that you have this part on the back, which looks really great if you look at the vehicle on the side, as you can see right there, the fins right here, the head, which is really flat and quite wide also. It's really a specific design, but I really like that. The fact that all the parts are put on some slopes, so this means it's not all blocky. As you can see, you really have some nice shapes. I like the transparent red parts right there. And well, overall, it's a great set. And yes, I didn't talk about that, but in terms of parts selection, this set is really nice because you have 2 guns with 4 lasers. You have 2 transparent red parts right there, a nice new head, some cool red parts right there, and there's clear plastic parts which can it's clear parts, which can be really useful for mocks if you want to add some othering effect to your vehicles. So really a great selection of parts and really a great design. Personally, I don't really see any big drawbacks with this design, but once again, that's just my opinion, so feel free to tell me yours. And I think that's all, guys, for this little vehicle. So now we're going to build the alternative model quickly, and this will be all for the Bloodstone rider. So it's really simple. In fact, you just have to take the two lasers like that, or the two weapons, and also this part right here. Then you have to turn this part like that. Okay. Swap the parts. Then do the same thing on the other gun. And here you go. The turret is okay, not really done. I think it should look a little better like that. So you can see it's quite hard to pose by itself, while you can. And now you just have to put the figure like that. And here you go. And you got a little alternative model. So it's really not that hard. As you can see, it really used a few parts from the original model, but I still think it looks really good. And I think it will really look great if you have the chance to build a little stronghold for your Predators troops and just put this turret on top of it. It will really look good in my opinion, because, well, the design is quite simple, but at least it looks nice, bulky, and well, and with a little, with much, no, excuse me, with a lot of firepower. Yes. And I think that's all, guys. So, well, here you have the rest of the vehicle. And so I hope you enjoyed this review of the Bloodstone Rider. So like I said, it's really a great little speeder, guys, full of new interesting parts, great design, so really a good set. I can just recommend you to buy this one because it's really a good one. But well, once again, it's my opinion, so feel free to ask me your questions or comments on the comments section of this video. I will happily answer them. And that said, well, have a nice day. Thanks you for watching, and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.